Welcome to another episode of Truly Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, yeah.
Where every episode, Canberra's smartest, coolest film critics tackle a tomato from Wikipedia's list of films with a 0% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm Declan. I'm here with all my co-hosts. We got Hayden, we got Morgan, we got Mitch,
Hey.
and we got give our shout-outs to our salsa, our adoring fan base, who send us all these cool emails and messages, like Reese on Instagram, who, after hearing our last episode, went and subconsciously purchased a box of Nutri-Grain. So
Hey, awesome.
We're gonna hope our boy Mitch here can secure Nutri-Grain as a sponsor. I've got him on the account because we just sold them a box, and I feel like there's a lot more where that came from. Speaking of sponsors, Old El Paso have not yet officially sponsored the podcast, but we await their Tarkawi support.
Yeah.
And now let's get on to our guest. We've got a really cool guest in the studio at their own house right now. Their name is Michelle Brasier. You may have seen her acting in Aunty Donna sketches or joining them on stage. You may have heard her singing. You may have seen her on At Home Alone Together on ABC. You may have seen her on the Lockdown Comedy Festival on Stan. You may have seen her on Mad as Hell with Sean McCuff. You may have even heard that she's got a writing credit on the Adult Swim cartoon YOLO Crystal Fantasy. And you may be about to hear her speak on the podcast right now. Welcome, Michelle.
Hello. Thanks for having me, Canberra boys.
So, Michelle, do you want to tell our audience what movie we forced you to watch today?
It was a porn film called Killing Me Softly. And it was a dream. What a dream.
It was like a fever dream.
Yeah, we don't do any research on the films. Like, that's kind of the rule of the podcast. We don't like research it beforehand. So we ask people to watch them, and we don't know anything about them. And as soon as I watched this one, I felt really bad that I made you watch this.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's this is a soft porn film.
Yes.
And that, you know what? That's okay, but I shouldn't have watched it making breakfast. You know?
I don't know. That's right. Is this? I haven't seen the what are those movies?
50 Shades.
50 Shades.
Porn.
I'm not familiar with it. No, 50 Shades of Black or whatever it is.
50 Shades of Grey.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's the one. I've seen the cooler one, Black.
That is a movie as well, though.
Yeah. So I assume that this is just proto that, maybe.
I think this is similar. I have only seen the first 50 Shades of Grey.
That's a lot of
But I
Shades
think
of Grey
50
for you
Shades
to have seen, though. The
I've
first
seen
50.
the first 50.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think it's honestly, like, I think 50 Shades of Grey is, like, problematic for reasons that, I don't know, something to do with, like, the kink community, something. I didn't read the article. But it's upset a lot of people, so I was like, all right, well, I won't watch it. But this one has obviously upset everyone, which is a treat.
100% of people
This is a real
were
treat.
upset at this one. It was very upsetting for probably more reasons than 50 Shades.
Gotta tell you, I love this film.
You loved it?
Yeah.
I love
Did you?
this film.
It's one of the easier ones to get through.
I was sure I was going to turn it off after the first 40 minutes. I was like, man, I really need to go to bed. I'll figure out time to finish this thing sometime today when we're recording this. It pulled me the whole way through.
Okay.
Twists and turns and all.
Did you see the twist coming?
I saw a twist coming, but not that specific twist, which was, that was a bit much, actually. But
I had a similar experience,
it
Hayden.
was a weird movie.
I think this is like one of the best ones we've had to watch.
Wow.
For me.
Wow.
I think I'm
Wow.
going to rank this like my second, and it's not a good movie, but we've watched some really, really bad movies for this podcast, and this was like way up there to the point where I never once sat there being like, this is so boring, I need to turn this off, I need to fast forward, like, how am I going to get through this? It kind of had me the whole time.
Yeah, because there's tits the whole time. There's the entire time. There's
That's
just
not it.
breasts.
I didn't notice.
I mean, there are a
didn't
lot of
notice.
breasts. At least 3.
It's the horniest movie I've ever seen. It was like I'm trying to make toast.
I'm glad you said that word, Michelle, because that word has come up a few times in the past on this podcast. There have been a few horny movies, but this is by far the horniest movie on the list that we've checked out so far.
So
this
horny.
This was made in 2002, and we're going through them in a chronological order, so I think we're relating to them more and more in ways, because they're getting closer to our time. So
reality.
So what is this movie? What happens? Where do we start?
We start on on a snowy mountain in the opening credits, and it's
That's
just
right.
And thank God it was not a fucking ski movie, because I was furious. When it started, I was like, I'm not fucking watching this. I hate ski movies. They're all white the whole time. You can't see anything.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not here for this. And then I saw breasts and I was like, woo, let's do it.
Yeah.
Sorry for interrupting. Declan.
That was an interesting move, wasn't it? They started with a shot of a mountain, and then they cross-dissolved a naked Heather Graham, like, half-faded over that mountain.
On the mountain.
Yes.
Which was good for her.
I will say, I Heather Graham was like a, not childhood, but teenagehood crush of mine. Like, I liked looking at her face, so
At
maybe
her
that
face?
did pull me
Is that what
through
you
the
like?
movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. You should ask the
Yes.
director
She's
what
got a
he
nice
likes
face.
looking at, because I think it was
Yeah, what was the
her
director's
boobies.
name again?
Chen something. He's a really great filmmaker. He's won incredible awards.
Is he
Yeah.
actually? Oh, okay.
Yeah, Chen Kaige, I think.
Yeah.
Chen Kaige.
He won the
else has he done?
Palme d'Or at Cannes, maybe the year before Pulp Fiction won, like in the
wow.
early 90s. He's a Chinese guy, and I think this might have been the only movie he made in America for an American audience, because it didn't do very
Yeah.
well, and so he's still making movies in China. Though.
Well, I've seen one skiing-related movie. I think, Hayden, you might have seen it with me in the cinemas when I was like 9, you were 11 or 12. It was called Vertical Limits. Do you remember a
Oh,
movie
yeah, I
called
remember Vertical Limit. Does it have an S at the end? I thought it was just singular. Vertical Limit.
That makes more sense. That's mainly what I wanted to talk about
Oh my god,
tonight.
I'm bored talking about this fucking ski movie. No ski movie
No,
talk.
no, I want to
Basically.
talk
No,
about
they don't ski, they climb.
what is a vertical
No ski.
limit. What are they talking about when they say
It's
it's a
the-
vertical limit?
It's when the mountain goes from vertical
I'm
to
leaving.
what do you call it when
I'm
it curves
going
back
to
on
leave.
itself? Oh god, quick, keep the guess, keep the
Guys,
guess.
guys, we're gonna keep the guess.
So, moving on. Heather Graham's coming on a mountain.
That's what I want to hear.
Yeah, we start off with a bit of an action-ish sequence where it's really teasing at an action, which is people ice climbing this mountain, and then snow's falling, and then they drop their utensils in like slow motion, and then they fall to their deaths, and we fade off on their screams, and that's what sets up the movie. And then we cut to Heather Graham, who's the main character. She's called Alice, and she does this voiceover basically just at the beginning and the end, or maybe like interspersed throughout, but it's very like novelistic, isn't it?
This was a book first. It was a book first. Before
She
it
sounds
was a
so
film.
bored. She sounds like she's putting
bit,
herself to sleep.
It
Carrie in
seemed
Sex and the
like
City.
it was a
Yeah.
book, huh?
Yeah.
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 This was definitely.
Because books are lame, and this was lame.
I didn't think this was
There were
lame.
so many
I thought
nerds
it was
in
very
it.
sexy, but I just was like, why did you cast? I thought it was miscast, and I thought that Heather Graham and Joseph Fiennes didn't really want to bang each other enough for my liking.
Ah.
I thought Joseph Fiennes was fucking
You didn't buy
creepy
it.
as all hell. That dude scared me.
He was a creepazoid.
Yeah. Well,
Do I
that's
know him
that's
from
the weird
anything
thing
else?
about this movie, isn't it? The whole idea is Heather Graham, she's working in an advertising place or something. I think she says she makes, she designs
I
CD-ROMs.
I can tell you exactly what she says because it was the strangest line in the.
Oh, there's a few great lines.
Is it like an overdub? She's explaining what her job is. She says, "I design websites and CD-ROMs for corporate clients."
Yeah.
So whatever that is.
And she seems to be pretty successful doing it. She's happy. She's got a boyfriend who she's living in England and she's American, and her boyfriend is like not very much of a character in it, but he seems fine at the beginning, and then you later find out he's kind of a bit of like a lazy, just football watching.
Well, yeah, because he watches the
drunk
football.
English guy.
Yeah. And
That
he
one
just
time.
smokes cigarettes all day. Who wants to fuck that? No, I want a guy that chokes me and
Yeah.
grabs me by the face.
Thank
That's
you.
nice.
Thank you for hearing us. Oh,
Yeah.
Finally, someone says it.
Finally something
Mitch
for us.
speaks the language of love.
So she's on her way to work, or she's crossing the street, and she takes all the precautions necessary.
And
That's
on the
right.
way
She
to
presses
work,
the button.
she drops
Yeah.
her suitcase and just CD-ROMs spill out onto
yeah.
onto the.
Did that actually happen?
That doesn't happen.
onto the thoroughfare.
That's right.
But she goes to press that little button, right, when she needs to cross the street.
At the crossing, yeah.
And
And she touches hands with a strange man.
Voldemort's brother.
Yes.
Are they brothers?
Wait, yeah, are they related?
Yeah.
Yes, of
yeah,
course
yeah,
they're
are
related. They've got
brothers.
the same face.
Yeah, that's true. I did think.
Hey, I only noticed the surname.
I did think he did.
I'm
have
not
a-
really
Also,
I'm not really a
surname,
face
common
man,
indicator that
as
they're
we already-
brothers.
yeah,
Yeah, that-
didn't you
okay,
see when he
alright.
performed the killing curse?
Now, we're just talking about Harry Potter quickly. Can I say Heather Graham's boss in this movie looks exactly like Alan
Alan
Rickman?
Rickman.
He
Yeah,
does.
she
I thought
does.
it might have been Alan Rickman.
Yeah.
I was like, what's happening? What what is this? That was
It's like
exciting for me.
Alan Rickman in Dogma, which I think was the same year.
Yeah, short. No, Dogma was 99. I think.
You're right.
But it's
Yeah.
short hair Rickman, and you're like, it's like Die Hard looking Rickman.
Yeah.
But it's not him. It's just a different guy that has the same
Yeah,
face.
it's poor man's Rickman.
Alan Wrongman.
Yeah.
It's poor
That's
Rickman.
great. My problem with this film, and this is the only problem I have, is that when she leaves her workplace to go and inevitably meet up with Voldemort's brother, who she falls in love with and has an affair
Uncle
with,
Voldemort.
Uncle Voldemort. The problem for me is that she says, "I'm just going to get my hair
My hair
trimmed."
trimmed, yeah.
Yes.
I was like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is this? Who wrote this screenplay? I'm just off to get my hair trimmed. And she's not. You can't get your hair trimmed in a lunch break. Like, what's she talking
I
about?
know.
I'm furious with her for this.
I'm really glad you said that because I was watching it with my girlfriend and she had the same objection.
Ugh.
And she's like, firstly, it's a bad lie because you can't get it done that quickly. And secondly, when she shows up at work tomorrow and her hair looks the same, people are going to call her out on the lie.
Exactly the same. It's a terrible lie.
Look, I've had a sneaky haircut on a lunch break before, and I was fucking sweating to get back to the office.
Yeah, and
in
you
time.
don't have the Heather
Know what I
Graham
mean?
mane. She's got a mane
Exactly.
to maintain.
But that's the point.
That's right. But maybe in the office, getting your hair trimmed is a euphemism, and they all knew what she was actually
She's
going
saying,
to
I
do.
gotta go fuck this guy.
Yeah, I got to go to the bookstore where
That's what I
there's a
say
book.
when I leave the
call a
office.
spade
I
a
say,
spade.
all right, boys, I gotta go fuck this guy.
Going to get an old haircut, eh?
Yeah.
You're going to get
Oh,
your hair
who's
cut,
this
aren't
guy
you?
you're going to go fuck? Oh, it's just a guy like I touched hands with accidentally at the crossing this morning. And he looked kind of interesting. I'm going to go see if he's
Oh,
still
by the way,
there.
when they touched hands, she looked back at him like 4 or 5 times throughout the next 20
Yeah.
seconds. Just could not stop double taking.
Yeah,
Like,
it's insane. The
Yeah.
director made some insane choices, and you can see Heather Graham's eyes being like, "I don't want to do this, but I guess this
feel
is what
so
you want me
bad
to
for
do."
her.
So many, like there's a bit. I'm sorry to skip forward. I don't know the structure of this podcast, but there is
Go for it.
a bit where like later on she's lying down and he's tied her to like a bed thing. It's not a
Oh,
bed.
yeah.
It's like a bench. And she gets up and then she lays down and then she gets up and then she just keeps like
Yeah,
sort of
yeah.
looking down her chin at him and then lying down, and it's clear that it's either in the screenplay or the director's like, and then she lies down and then she gets up and then she lies down, and Heather Graham's like, I've had enough. I've been shooting this for 3 weeks. I've had enough of this.
She sort of plays this character that's like, at times it's like, oh cool, she's just doing everything that exactly the way she wants to and not giving a fuck and living her life the way she wants to. And then there's other moments where she's sort of portrayed as this weird baby that can't make her own
Yeah.
decisions and is
Yeah,
being
she's a
dragged.
tiny little weird baby.
It jumps between these two really. It's kind of jarring. Yeah, but she does, like, from the second she meets this dude, or like sights this dude, honestly, she's like under his spell or something strange like this, where she's becomes almost instantly infatuated or obsessed with him. And she watches him walk into a bookstore, which is across the road from her office building.
do you know what the name of that bookstore was?
No.
Killing Me Softly
I'm
Books.
looking it up.
CD-ROMs Incorporated.
I'm looking it up now, but I think it had something to do with Summit. I think Summit was in the title.
Yeah, it was exclusively a mountain climbing
Mountain
bookstore.
books.
I'll get back to you about that one.
Anyway, she decides to go out on our lunch break and see if he's still in the bookshop. He is, because it turns out he's a famous mountain climber who wrote a book about mountain climbing.
But she doesn't fucking know that. Why would he
No.
still be in the bookshop?
Exactly.
Fucking psycho. You don't know he's a
4 hours
writer.
later.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, Heather Graham, get it together.
Come on, Heather.
She didn't think he was going there to do like a book signing, did she? She just thought he was a customer, and the last time she saw him was crossing the road into a bookstore.
Yes.
Yeah, she has no information.
In my head, she thought that maybe he worked there,
Oh yeah, well maybe.
which was what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, maybe that's valid.
When she first looks at him, she does have
Michelle,
that...
can you please stop insulting my favorite
I'm
movie?
so sorry. I actually I didn't mind the movie. It was it was one of the best porn stories I've ever seen in porn, and it was like one of the longest
Exactly.
porns I've ever seen.
To the
Like-
end.
Yeah, it was really good.
It was kind
Thank
of...
you.
It was like a reverse porn, though, wasn't it? Because the first half hour had all the graphic sex
Yes.
scenes, but it tapers off, and then it's just all the story stuff that we're hooked on.
right.
Except for later on when we see a flashback of a slow motion replay of one of those sex scenes.
Yes, of a scene we already saw.
Just
It
dissolved
looks like
over.
real sex. It looks real.
I was going to mention that. I had a feeling that this was similar to another movie on the list we watched was Bolero.
Yes.
Which is a movie about a man wanting to watch his wife fuck someone else, I guess.
Great.
Anyway, this movie reminded me a lot of that just because of the sheer amount of probably unsimulated sex.
Yeah.
I
I
don't know
think
if...
the passion is good in this. I liked the passion. I thought it was some of the horniest passion that we've seen yet.
She was...
Well, I wasn't sure if it was real sex or not. I've got 2 children, so having only had sex twice, I can't remember what it's exactly like. But it's sort of, yeah. I'll take your word for it, Mitch.
I mean, I'm sure that they weren't having sex, but then also,
Yeah.
like, I'm also sure that they were, you know?
yeah.
Like, I've
So
been on
true.
a set.
So
I
true.
know what, like, that would have been really hard to shoot. They're
Right.
so,
Right.
oh, I don't know.
Well, I mean, let's talk about that sex scene, because, I mean, from the bookstore, it's pretty much he opens up a car door, she gets in.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then
they
there's,
don't
like, a
talk. They don't
voiceover
talk
being
at all.
like,
They just get in the British cab. I think that's sexy. I think that's really sexy.
oh, yeah, for sure.
Just the old open door policy.
We should mention that, yeah, so her narration of this film, she's telling someone what happened. She's explaining these events,
sordid details,
and,
yeah.
you hear another man's voice, and I assume she's talking to a psychologist or
I
a
had that as
psychiatrist
well.
or something.
Psychiatrist.
But she sort of explains what's happening through the whole movie, and so yeah, so on this one day after leaving her husband to go to work, she then goes off on her lunch break, has what we assume is the best sex of her
That's
life,
definitely the best
and then goes back to work.
Which is like, that's great.
Right.
Like, that story, I'm here for that story. I love that story.
Oh, yeah.
What about the poor man?
Yeah, I forgot about the man at that point. I was
Oh,
like,
he's
what is the
boring.
story?
God,
yeah,
he's
that's how
boring.
forgettable he is.
Ugh, I'm sure he's boring. And then he shacks up with her best friend immediately. He's so boring.
He was
Yeah.
fine. I like that didn't tie up at all.
He does end up being boring. I think at the beginning he seemed all right though. They have breakfast together. They're
He
all
buys
fine.
her
There's
train
couple
ticket.
photos.
Yeah, but then when she leaves
Yeah.
him, he goes like full psycho and like
He does.
smashes shit and he's like yelling. It's like, control your feelings,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
That's
boy.
right. Yeah.
Where was this
He
passion when we saw you guys
I
fucking
drive to the
before?"
markets every Sunday. I buy your tube tickets for you. Like that's his crowning achievement in the relationship.
That's right. He does literally nothing else.
I buy your tube
That was
tickets.
so funny. Yeah. So basically, yeah, she tells this voiceover at the beginning that gives quick backstory. She's from Indiana. She was in London for 6 months until she met Jake, her boring boyfriend. She feels safe. She feels comfortable. She meets this guy crossing the road. She follows him into the bookstore. He doesn't say anything. She's attracted to him, but not just in the like he's a hunk, but in that like he's mysterious and scary as well. And so he's got those eyes, and he opens this door to the cab, and she gets in, and they go home, and they have sex, and then I guess she just goes back to work, and is like, my hair got trimmed.
Yeah,
You know what
that's
I
like
like?
any British man with a jawline. Like, if they're British and they have a jawline, it's like, what's this guy's deal? Like, this is...
so mysterious.
I'm getting in that.
Where's
black
this guy's
cab with
cab?
you, like, for sure. Like, that's crazy.
I like that. And then she goes home for the night, and I think then she has sex with her actual partner.
Yeah,
and
it's
it's shit.
boring.
So
It's the
boring.
shittest sex.
He's just
He can't do it.
lying
He can't do
and
it.
he's like, what do you want me to do? He's
That's
like,
right.
You're
Please
perfect,
tell me
you're
how to
great."
have sex.
It's like, what do you mean? What do you want me to do? You guys have been together for years. Like, you obviously know what she likes, or you haven't asked before. Or what, do you just, like, never try anything and just go, I don't know, can you suggest something? Fucking you pick what's for dinner, fuckhead.
He wasn't even
Damn
talking to her.
straight.
He was talking to the footy that was on behind her.
Yeah. No, I'm not into him at all. He's boring, and he'll be happy
Okay.
with her boring friend.
So he got what he deserved, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Good.
Yeah, and she's like kind of riding him, but she's got that wistful look of like, nah, this isn't as good. I've had better now.
Oh,
and
she's
I-
not into it
I'm
at
gonna
all.
break up with this guy, and she does the right thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, she kind of does,
can't-
hey?
She does the right thing really quickly. She feels bad.
Yeah.
She's honest. She's like, I met someone else. This is the deal, which is like really nice and really brave of her. She's great. People treat her like she's an idiot, but she's actually
Yeah.
like, no, I'm making my choices, and you know.
Yeah. And the other thing I want to mention, which was really weird, is when she meets the guy in the bookstore and she gets in his car, it does this like zoom in on a guy in the bookstore that we haven't really met yet, who just is like staring at this. He's really watching this moment of her going off with him. And you're like, is that meant to be someone she knows, or is it just a guy who works in a bookstore who's really jealous about what's happening?
Yeah, it's just a guy.
It's almost Lynchian. Like, it's really strange. There's a lot of moments in this that I'm like, I can see how they left being like, this is going to be the best film ever.
Yeah.
And then it came out and everyone was like, no, thank you. And they were like, but we did the weird stuff and we had titties. Why?
We had a lot.
Yeah.
We followed the formula.
Yeah. I imagine the guy Chen Cage is like, isn't this what you Americans want? I put all the titties in there.
Exactly. Like, he watched, like, something by David Lynch. He watched something by Stanley Kubrick.
Right.
He watched Eyes Wide Shut. And he was like, I can do it. I can adapt this fucking book.
And so she's longing for Joseph Fiennes or Fine or however you say his name. And
Can I say, after their first encounter, he does sort of say to her very earnestly, like, you can come back here anytime. Sort of almost like he seems attached to her almost instantly as well. It's very weird. Like, it's almost alien the way that these two people connect and are then like chunk together.
I disagree. Everybody I've ever slept with has been the same. So
That's
I
how
guess
it goes?
it's just, you have chemistry related.
I mean, most
All right,
most
cool.
of the people I've met in my life is just like touching hands on one of those buttons at the zebra crossing.
I mean, where else do you meet people? At the pub? I think so.
yeah.
Come on.
Traffic lights.
See, I'm used to being on the other side where after I sleep with someone, they specifically say, don't ever come back here. My door is closed to you.
That's cool, man. That's cool.
You change the locks. So what happens after this? They keep hooking up. She kind of becomes partners. Oh no, okay. So then we meet a new character. So she goes around there after sort of walking away from her boyfriend, and he goes around to his.
She finds out who he is as well. She finds out that his name's Adam Tallis, that he was a mountain climber. She gets his book, and then she's kind of hooked on him. And there's a point where she drives to his house again because he has extended the open door policy from his cab to his house. And he's like, whenever you want, I'll be here. Come over. And then she buys his book, and she's like kind of almost masturbating in this car, like riding over to his house.
yeah.
She's like, she's ready for it. And then
Is she?
they
I
have
don't
sex
remember.
together.
No.
I was too busy looking at her face.
She's just like super horny about it. She's like,
She's just sort of
like,
warming
yeah,
herself up,
cool.
and it's a little weird.
Yeah.
I love it. I loved it.
But
She's
she
so hot.
arrives.
The dude is real robotic as well.
But she arrives, and it turns out that these few occasions she's been over there, it's actually turns out to be this man's sister's house. And he arrives, she arrives, and his sister is there, and the sister's very sort of like brother, like sister, very sort of full on and like, hi, how you going? You must be, what's her name? Alice. You must be Alice.
Very
It's so
smirky.
nice to meet
These
you.
siblings are very
Come on
smirky.
in. Let me tell you about my brother. He's the best, and like once he gets attached to someone, he really gets attached to them. And she's got this je ne sais quoi that's really unnerving as well. And then she's like, well, actually, here's his address. You can go to his address and hang out with him there.
But before we meet the sister, we learn that the guy is a bit weird himself. So he tells that he's real robotic when he finally talks to her, and he says something like, we were climbing mountains and people died and I saved some, but my lover had to die. And he does this weird thing where he grabs a goldfish out of a bowl.
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh
he's
my
like,
God.
this is what it's like 20,000 feet up. And he's just holding the goldfish in the air, and he's like, its brain is dying. And you're like, oh, this guy's a psycho. And he's got a Chinese symbol on his back as a tattoo.
Yeah, but she's loving it.
And Heather Graham is fine with it. She's just like,
No, she's not fine. She's
okay.
She had
loving
a cum.
it. She's
She feels good
this
about
guy
it.
is
She's
fucking
soaking it up.
cool.
But it's also, he's saying the same thing that is from the monologue that she was saying at the beginning of the movie.
Really?
So
Yeah,
Is she?
yeah.
right.
She
Okay.
was saying
Really nice.
that
Nice picking
over
up that.
over the mountain shots, which I assume she's also saying, like, skip to the end, who she's talking to at the end. She's saying all this to those people, just this nonsense that he was talking about when he pulled that fish out.
That's right.
So yeah, we meet the
Completely
sister,
off
who's
topic.
Natasha McKellen from Californication. I don't know if anyone's seen that, but she plays David Duchovny's ex-wife.
Also
And,
very horny.
Yeah, a
yeah,
little
the
bit.
Truman Show.
It does run in the family.
She's so horny.
A lot
yeah.
of horny. It's a horny.
There's
show.
horniness in those eyes.
So Heather Graham shows up to what she thinks is her boyfriend's
yeah.
house, and she has revved herself up in the car, and there's another woman there. So at first you're like, oh no, this guy's got women all over the place. But then she's like, no, it's just my sister. I'm the sister. And then she's like, well, I think she goes, I'll wait for him outside. And she's in the snow with a skirt on, just waiting kind of in this back alley.
Yeah.
No, yeah, she goes to his house, to his actual house, and stands outside his house for hours in like a mini skirt in the snow. Yeah.
What do they think women are?
Yeah, it's
God.
nonsense.
Yeah, I was wondering. It's definitely not written by a woman.
I think the screenplay was written by a woman because
Really?
of the I think it was, and also just like, I'm just looking this up now, but like the vibe of the horniness is very female.
It's female horniness.
It is definitely. It felt like an emulation of an erotic novel for mums.
I think that's what it was. I think that's exactly what it was.
Right.
I think that's what it was. It just had this very... Yeah, it is a very alien, dreamlike vibe. Maybe the book was a lot about choking, because the amount of choking in the first, the first interaction, it's real uncomfortable. I don't know, maybe I'm doing it wrong. Maybe I should be choking everyone every time I see him.
Oh, you can't choke
honestly,
people in Canberra, boys. Stop it.
Not with the COVID restrictions.
know.
No handshakes,
Dad
no
told
choking.
You have to move to a real city.
We're one of the only places that has legal prostitution, aren't we?
I think so.
Yeah, but you can't choke them.
Well, I'm just saying. We're progressive here.
Yeah, but we don't have designated
We should have
choking
designated
zones like
choking
Victoria.
zones, I agree. If only.
You've got your roundabouts. Just
Bring
be
back the
grateful for
choking
what you've
zones.
got.
That's true. At least I can leave my house more than once every day, Michelle.
I can go 2 times. I can go to the shops and I can go to the exercise place.
To the exercise
So,
place.
Damn.
Thank you very
Our
much.
gyms are open, so I go to the gym. It's whatever.
Well, I don't, because I work with my body strength. Because that's just
That's all you need.
Fuck you, I'm the guest. Fuck off.
You're the one having a go at my favourite
Stop
movie.
flexing on the guest.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, but where are we?
Oh yeah, so the sister's introduced, but when the sister's introduced, he says, "She's my sister, but she drives me mad. I swear it's chemical."
Yeah, that's
What
so
does that
crazy.
mean?
Yeah.
Isn't that
What is
crazy?
We're going to
that?
find out what that means.
Yeah, we'll find out just how chemical
I
the
swear
sister
it's
can
chemical.
get by the end of this thing. It's also worth noting that when Joseph Fiennes shows up again and she's in the snow, she says, I broke up with my boyfriend, and he just takes her right then and there against like a dirty, freezing cold, snowy alley brick wall.
I mean, yeah, like it's established that this guy knows how to fuck, right? Like, and so it's sort of each time they're having sex, it's more. I don't know. What do you call it? Rough or something like this.
S&M?
Yeah, S&M.
Euphoric.
There you go.
It's rough. It's like really rough.
Very rough.
And like it gets rougher, and she doesn't really explicitly consent to it. I mean, no, she does actually. She does. He's like, it's fine. I retract my statement.
And so they move in together, and the relationship develops. And she starts getting. Sorry if I'm skipping ahead too quickly. Pick me up if I am, but. She starts getting letters in the mail. She moves in with him. She starts getting letters in the mail saying, "Hey, he's not who you think he is."
Yeah, okay.
And that kind of starts to niggle away, not so much at her in the early days, but at the viewer, because you're kind of like, well, he's kind of violent with his sex, and it's all sort of a bit S&M-y, and he's also very strange in the way that he pulls goldfishes out of bowls every time he sees them.
That's my main problem.
There was that time as well that somebody tried to rob her, and he
that's
chased
right,
her.
yes.
He just appeared. He wasn't there at first. He just happened to appear around the corner, chased him down, beat the shit out of him, put him through like a telephone box.
like kept going.
Okay, that was that, and then proposed to
That's
her.
right.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately afterwards, yeah.
Immediately proposed to her.
That was so weird.
But before that, weirder. She is talking to her best friend, and she is wearing a kimono and lime green shimmery tights, and I don't buy it.
Well, the first line in that scene is, "I've even started wearing more silly clothes. Look at what I'm wearing." And she starts pulling out like
Look
different
at this
clothing.
silly get
Yeah.
up. Like, oh,
She's like,
God.
"He's changed me."
The funniest thing is, she meets her friend for a drink, and her friend is like, normally it'd be like, "How are you doing with your new boyfriend?" But the friend is like, your ex is taking it really badly. Like, he is not dealing with this well.
And she tries to point out, she's like, you've left a really good loving relationship because you had like some great sex, and you've made a mistake, and essentially telling her that she's wrong.
But we've just seen when she did break up with him that he smashes a vase and like tips over a table and screams at her and stuff.
How is that better? Yeah.
You know, he did not take the breakup
I used
well.
to buy you your bus tickets.
Also, like, I mean, this best friend, maybe that's like an interesting insight into her, and maybe there's more of it in the book where her best friend is trying to like convince herself that she shouldn't be leaving whoever she's with for the ex with the bus ticket.
That's right, as you alluded to before.
She's like, just because he can buy the tube tickets doesn't mean that you should leave the loving home, but she does it. She just
He's the only one who has access. He's the only one who can get the
He
tube
won't
tickets.
tell him where you can pick them up. That's why the best friend goes for him.
She just doesn't understand transport. She's like, how do I
No
get
one
on the
does.
train?
He's the only one.
Here,
Yeah.
take these. And so the best friend is like, wow, you know, you're leaving a loving guy, and I heard he even gets you train tickets.
Does she
That
actually
sounds
bring the train
perfect
tickets
to me.
up? She does, doesn't she? No, I think she does.
I don't think
I
so.
don't remember it, and I feel like I would
Trying to will it
remember
into
At the very beginning, she said that he has his like tube ticket in his wallet since he was like 10 or something. I gotta check this, but it's mentioned. It comes up.
Oh no, you're right. Yeah, he does. She does say that he kept the same wallet in his jacket that he had since he was 12 years old with his tube ticket in it. They do say tube ticket like 7 times in this movie.
Yeah.
Tube ticket.
Tube ticket.
They have to remind themselves that they're in
Yeah,
London,
we're in London.
Don't
because
forget, this
they've
is
cast Heather Graham for some fucking insane reason. I don't know, because she has great breasts.
because of her face.
I think it was that she was willing to do full frontal nudity and willing. I think she read the script and was willing to do it, and she was one of maybe 2. I think that's.
There are actors in the UK who will get their breasts out.
Oh, yes.
I've seen it. Daniel Radcliffe was in Equus.
That's right.
You know,
That's
all
true.
kinds of things go on in the theatre world. They could have found someone.
Well, they're trying to appeal to maybe American horniness, and they think British
I
horniness will
think that
get
was
people feeling a bit.
A bombshell.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
They want to have a wide scope of horniness, so they've got the Shakespeare in Love guy and then the American girl. But
Yeah.
so she's playing a character called Alice, and his last name is Tallis.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah, that was so funny. And they say at one point once they get married, they're like, "Hey, you're Alice Tallis," and I was like, "Why?
They say
That's
it
so
lot.
stupid."
They say it a lot of times. There's no reason that they have that in there other than maybe they think it's funny. It's not that funny. Not on purpose. So that's insane.
Yeah, the tagline of the movie could have been called "Killing Me Softly: The Alice Tallis Story." That would have been cool. I just want to note, this is very inconsequential, but the drinks that the 2 women are drinking at the bar, in fact, all the drinks that are in this movie look really, really badly propped. Obviously, like, propped. Is that a word?
No.
Obviously,
No.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Speak up. It is? Okay, good. Obviously, when you're filming something, you don't want to be downing fucking glasses of beer or whatever because you'll get drunk. So I presume there are fake drinks. And they're both drinking cocktails. They just look like water with, like, food colouring dripped in them. They looked so gross. And that's all I could think about for that whole scene. That and the goldfish.
And then right after that scene, they go to the shops together. There's Alice and her best friend, and that's when she gets robbed. Like a mugger comes up and steals her wallet, her handbag, or whatever. And so she tries
Puts
to
a
chase
knife
him.
to her throat. Yeah.
And then her boyfriend at this time, who's the new crazy scary guy, as Morgan said, chases this guy down and not just like apprehends the suspect, gets the bag back, but like beats the shit out of him. One of those ones where he's already been down and knocked out, and he just keeps wailing.
He's
him,
already dead.
Smashes his head into an English phone box. And then her response is to turn around and kiss him as like the camera spins around them both. And it does this close up of the friend who saw all this happen and just go, "Alice?" And then he gets on, and then he's like, "Let's get married." And she says yes. And they've known each other for like maybe a week at this point. And I thought he killed that guy, right?
Yeah,
Like, maybe he was dead,
I
yeah.
was pretty sure he was like almost dead, if not
Also,
dead.
yeah.
I mean,
She walks away from her friend. She just leaves her friend and this guy who's dead. It's like, you should definitely... There's going to be cops here soon. You don't have to talk to the cops about this dead guy.
but the cops do rock up,
Yeah.
and there are lots of, like, there's a crowd on the street that's formed, and I kind of like the way that all of these, like, man on the street people, like these random people hanging around, sort of have this really disconcerted look on their face watching these 2 kiss. They're like, what the fuck is
Well, 'cause
this?
their faces are
What's
covered
wrong
in
with these
blood.
people? And I mean, I guess the point here is to try and drive home that these guys this sort of threat of violence is some kind of a turn on. And so the fact that he just almost killed a dude is sort of playing into this weird relationship that the two have. I get that, but I liked that they actually presented. It was looking into a mirror, seeing the faces of all these people on the street. It was like, oh, that's me, being like, what the fuck am I watching?
I thought that he'd hired the mugger.
Yeah.
It seemed like he was too
Oh,
convenient,
really?
and I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
right.
he's hired this
That's
guy.
interesting.
But, like, that's not what happened.
No, apparently that was just the situation, which it's almost disappointing. I thought that
It
scene was
is.
actually doing more than it actually did. And thinking about it
Yeah.
now, it's just a
Yeah.
crazy scene.
I think what the movie does do well
Sex
is
scenes.
Yes.
Well, sure, but second to that, they instill this sense of like distrust in the dude for the audience, right?
But they
like
cheat it.
I was like,
They cheat it. They put in all this like ominous music all the time. He'll say something and have like
yeah.
that deadpan robotic face, and it'll just be like scary string music.
Yeah.
And so they set it up that he's gonna be a psycho.
yeah. I mean, but it works pretty well. It's just that the reveal at the end makes. I mean, I guess it makes sense, but it's fucking dumb. It's like a M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah, it's a twist. I think they're
turnaround.
trying to like set him up as a bit of a red herring, and also maybe there's like a comment in there about like just because he likes rough sex doesn't mean he's a bad guy. But also
Exactly.
he did. I don't know. Can I say a spoiler? Because he fucked his sister, guys.
Yeah.
When he
Yeah.
was 15, this guy
Yeah.
fucked his sister.
Oh man.
And so, should we just quickly rattle off some of the things that tip her off to start to slowly going from being completely infatuated to being like, holy shit, is this dude gonna kill me? Which is essentially where it kind of goes.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because at the end of the film, when things start to go a bit haywire, she says, "I guess I missed all the clues." The first one being that she beat the shit out of that guy and put his head through a
Yeah.
phone box. Like that'd be the first clue.
Well, no. Before that, he'd choked a fish,
and then
yeah,
she
he gets
starts
a letter
getting
that-
letters.
She gets a letter that just says, "Use your head, Alice."
The fact that he never shows any emotion on his face ever.
Yeah. So the first letter she gets just says, "Use your head, Alice. What do you really know about him?" And this is after she's agreed to marry him. Then they get married, and when they get married, they're at like a church, but then outside the church is like a graveyard. And then he's like, "Why don't you get naked and I'll take a Polaroid of you in front of this massive tombstone?" And so she does that, and they go on like a honeymoon hike together because he's getting her into the activities he does, which is like hiking and rock climbing and all this stuff. So she's doing that.
He's
But yeah.
very similar to the current Bachelor.
Yeah.
Very outdoorsy.
Pretty directly, yeah. Which I could see.
It sort of felt like that, and he was like, "I'm going to lead you on this glow stick trail, and then you can find me in the cabin." Is that what happened?
Yeah, but he left her alone for like ages. It was like very clear that she was like, "It's dark. I guess I'll just follow these fucking glow sticks." You
he ran
psycho."
ahead of her. He ran ahead up the mountain and yelled back to her, "I'm going to make you strong!" And then just laid like all these glow sticks for... Yeah, so gross.
But then she meets up with him, and they have some kinky, ropey sex. Like he's tying these ribbons around her neck
Silks.
and stuff.
They're silks.
Silks, yeah. And it gets to
They're called silks in the sexy community.
okay.
Oh, right.
So is that like ribbon is a slur in the kink community? Is it? If I
No,
say
I don't
ribbon?
actually know. I just, I'm making a point of it because later, when his sister goes absolutely fucking apeshit, and she goes, "Who do you think gave him his first silk?"
I thought she said silver.
No, she
I thought
said silk, and then she said, "I'm talking about fucking."
Yeah, I mean, I thought I was distressed at the beginning of the movie, but I think, yeah, once the incest kicks in, I don't know, maybe I was kind
That's
of
like
disgusted. but I
85
was
minutes
pretty
into this
happy.
thing.
In the
though.
last 5 minutes. I think what pulled me into this movie is I thought for the first... What often happens with movies I don't like watching is after the first act, it falls off and I'm like, oh, I'm so not interested anymore. But this, like some of the more recent ones we've watched, this kind of like tumbled, not knowing anything about these movies before I watched them. You know, it's always sort of like flip of a coin. But once they got past the first act and like things started getting a bit weirder, it was like, oh, I kind of want to know what's going to happen next. Which is
I wasn't bored.
Not usually
Definitely
the case.
not a boring movie.
I wasn't bored. No. Which is essentially the only criteria I have if I'm watching a movie is not to get bored.
I think
I just don't
there
want
were
to be
just
bored.
enough
I don't
jolts.
care if it's a good movie, just don't bore
There were
me.
enough jolts along the way, like that guy being thrown through a box, a telephone box, her name ending up being Alice Tallis.
That's a real jolt.
The goldfish,
Yeah, the goldfish.
the bus tickets, or the tube tickets.
Alice Tallis.
Alice Tallis's office. They make a real point
That's
of
right.
it.
Well, what are the other things that tips her off that it's weird, that things are weird? Oh, he's got a locked cupboard in his house that she's not allowed
Yeah,
in.
that's always a red flag. Yeah.
Secret closet with a
But
padlock
before
on it.
that, before that, she's received a call from a journalist with
Yes.
a tip-off that he sexually assaulted someone. And I'm saying that quite lightly because I don't want to upset anyone. But, and that is just never really addressed. She kind of goes to see the woman and she's like, hey, word on the street is this guy did this to you. And she's like, yeah, he did it. I'd love to make money from it. And then I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
Great message.
Really good way to support victims there.
Yeah. But I guess it was 2002 and who can say? But yeah, it's bad. That's where the movie gets really bad for me, is where they don't address it, and he's kind of a good guy, and she's like, at the end, she's like, I wonder what might have been, and it's like, well, you might have been sexually assaulted by this fucking guy. Like, this is insane.
Like, the way he addresses it as well is quite funny. Because, sorry, not funny. But, no.
It's
So, it's too hard to explain, I think. But she goes off and pretends to be the journalist and interviews this woman who says she's been sexually abused by her current husband. And then she goes back home.
Mr. Tallis.
You can tell because her face is constantly, she's got her eyebrows in this very concerned look for almost the rest of the entire film. So she's just walking around looking like this. And she's doing that in the house, and he's like, something's up. And she says, I don't know how it comes about. Does she bring up the name of this?
No, he goes, are you sleeping with another man? And she says, no. And this is the part where she's sitting up and lying down and sitting up and lying down. She says, no. And he said, well, why are you sneaking around? And she said, I found the letters and this thing and I went to see this person.
But there's two different things there, because one of them is the reporter from The Guardian who's writing a story about the mountain climber guy, interviews the girlfriend, and then she goes, oh, while I was doing research for this story, I found a woman who has like a sexual assault allegation against him. Heather Graham's character is like, well, can you send me the letter and I'll she's not even allowed to chase it up, but she still does. And so
she gets it
reporter,
faxed to her, and Snape's in the room, and Snape's like, what's that?
She's faxes it to her at work.
It's during a pitch meeting.
In the middle of a pitch. And she does a bad pitch.
That was a stupid scene. That was actually a really funny
scene. She just explained
scene.
to them all.
So
she
dumb.
just said, women don't like games. Women like stories. Men like games. And he's like, hold on, I get a phone call.
Yeah. She goes, the game is the wrong approach.
You can't do that in the middle of the meeting?
In the meeting, yeah. And then the fax comes through, and she has to like hide that she's grabbing a fax while she's talking to her boss in the middle of this pitch. And he even like gets like, she drops it maybe, and he goes to get it, and she like stands on it or something. She's really hiding this thing. And then I guess it has a name and an address or something. She chases that down, pretends to be a reporter, and interviews this person that potentially was raped by her boyfriend. And she tells the whole story, and it's like a pretty heinous story. But then, as you said, she's just like, now how can I kind of get money out of this? People do that all the time.
It's almost a cute little comedic scene, though, because the fax falls out of the fax machine, it drops, and then Alan Rickman goes to pick it up, and she goes to pick it up, and then she's like, oh, I don't want you to see this, and we're having a pitch meeting. She's like juggling all these plates at the same time.
It's something straight out of Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Exactly, but it's really, like, what is written on the note is really harrowing.
And email was around in 2002. Just email it, you know.
Fax was still popular.
Anyway, I feel like we've explained enough, right?
Yes.
The weird things keep occurring.
Yeah.
She keeps coming across more information. She finds all these letters from another one of his. So what do we got? We got his first wife died on a mountain under strange circumstances. Then he had a second partner who she's found letters of hidden in his secret closet, who has disappeared. And she goes and meets with this woman's mother and tries to find out where she's disappeared to. She's looking through photo albums of this woman, and she comes across a Polaroid taken in the exact same place, just outside the church where she had earlier married, what the fuck's his name, Voldemort's cousin or whatever.
Voldemort Tallis is his name.
Voldy
Sorry,
Tallis.
Voldemort Tallis. I am Tallis Mort. Tom Riddle.
Don't do what you're trying to do. Come back to where you were.
Hang on. I just need to write something down. You guys keep going.
Shit.
I mean, I will say that was a legitimately concerning moment. I like when
Wait, we
I
didn't
saw
talk about the mountaineering party.
Oh!
There was a mountaineering party.
Yeah,
that was fucking weird.
was
With like
weird.
psychedelic rock music going. It was like an art exhibition or an album launch party, but it was
For
just
mountain
for mountain
climbers.
climbers just enjoying like an expensive house and some Jimi Hendrix-esque music playing off in the background.
And the sister of Mr. Tallis gives Alice Tallis a necklace.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that's important. And then he's found these letters from Tallis's ex called Adele, who's gone missing, and they were locked up in this cupboard basically. And every time she's like looking at the letters, he's coming home, and it's real tense, and she's like trying to like shove them under a door and stuff, and he's walking up the stairs, and then
That was a sick scene.
yeah, and then
He's walking very
But
slowly.
it takes him so long to get back in. Oh, that was so funny. But then there's a scene where they're having breakfast, and at this point you're suspecting that he's a psycho and he's killing people, and she's suspecting that, and they have one of these tense scenes where they're feeling each other out by having a very casual conversation. He's reading the newspaper like really creepily, and then she brings up the rape allegation, and he just very calmly denies it, and then goes, "I'm going to go on a chat show." Oh, why didn't you tell me about this?
No,
Oh,
that's
it's just
not
one
how
of
she
those
says it. She
stupid
says,
chat
"Why didn't you
shows."
tell me you were going on a chat show?" She's furious. She doesn't want to bring up anything else. She's like, "Oh, hey, sorry to bring it up, but somebody did say you sexually assaulted them. Blah, I don't know. Blah, sorry." And then she's like, "Hey, why didn't you tell me you were going on a chat show? What the fuck?"
Yeah.
What the fuck? Chat show?
Everyone has a line, okay?
And she's been getting other letters as well. She's got another one that says, like, "How far will you let him go, Alice?" So someone's sending her these letters, and it's all kind of culminating up. And so she decides to track down this woman called Adele, who was Tallis's ex. She goes to her mum's house, and the mum's like, she's been missing for 8 months. She finds that Polaroid of her topless, just like the one that
Which
she
is
has.
in a family
And
album.
then,
Can we just talk about the topless photo in a
Yeah.
family album that the
Yeah.
mother
So
was
funny.
like, "Let's look at some old photos of my
the
missing
mother
daughter."
gives it to her.
Here's her with her
Yeah.
Barbara's
How
out
beautiful
One
her
of my
boobs are.
in the
favourites.
snow.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
So
topless
funny.
in the graveyard,
That's so
and she's
insane.
missing.
She's like, I've got some VHSs in the back as well if you want to check them
Was
out.
there a script supervisor on this or no? Like, no one who didn't take a pass at this and was hungover and went to the meeting in the morning and went, no, it's all good, it's all good.
See, nowadays this is way more common, because if you do die early, your parents get all your possessions, and they have your phone, and they have all your nudes, and they put them up at your funeral, and they show everyone, like, and we remember your life the way that you stored your life.
I swear it's chemical. It's chemical, I swear.
Hey, it's just chemical.
It is chemical.
Anyway,
So
and then
true.
the mum says that Adam, the partner of the missing girl, is going to be here at any minute. You should meet him. You will love him. And she's like, "Well, that's my fucking husband, so I have to leave." And she kind of sneaks out and somehow doesn't get caught, but we do see somebody creepily reading a newspaper on a, bus stand.
Yeah.
And then another guy creepily almost get onto the same train as her, but we've never seen him before.
Yeah, and he doesn't come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were like two weird misdirects, weren't they?
It's the old, just the paranoia of, like, is he here? Oh, he could be on this train. He could be around me. Oh, but no, these are just strangers.
But it's like, he literally is there. He was 5 minutes away. Like, why would you go out the front door, you psycho? You could meet him at the front. No, like, you have to do better. Climb the fence.
Yeah. Piss bolt. What I think also needs to be explained a little further is the sister has sort of... Yeah, it's striking when you first meet the sister because she says this dude gets really obsessed with people. Like once he loves someone, he really loves them. And then you start to find out about other partners that have disappeared and died and stuff. And she starts to put in her head, oh, I'm fucking dead. This dude's going to kill me because I'm starting to cotton on to him being a weird dude.
And so she gets home and she puts the kettle on. And he's hiding in the dark, smoking, like in the shadows of the kitchen or whatever. And so he comes out, and you're like, "Oh my god, what's he gonna do?" And he grabs her chin, like I think he grabs her face, like really hard, and he kisses her. And then
always.
he just lays her on like the kitchen bench and ties her hands up. And she's screaming, and he's like, no, he's like, open your eyes and look at me. And she's like, she just is doing like what a child does, where she's kind of just like holding them and shaking.
No,
I'm not going to open. And he's like, look at me.
I'm a sexy little baby.
Also, it's trying to play off this precedent that's been set whereby she is totally fine with S&M stuff. So the fact that he's now actually being violent and strapping her to a table with ropes is sort of like, well, you said it was okay this time, so maybe when I'm actually going to kill you, it's kind of okay and you're consenting here as well. It's a weird vibe. And I think that really strikes home, you know, today we have to be a bit more prudish so that we know where the lines are and they're clear, okay?
I don't know if we need to be prudish. I just feel like we need to, like, not sexually assault people. Like, that's my go-to on that.
Well, look, tomato.
I'm
know
like,
what I'm saying?
don't be prudish and, like, don't fuck someone who doesn't want to be fucked. Like, that's my general vibe, but, like, whatever.
Sure.
Blah.
Yeah. Or tie people to tables if it's clear that they don't want to be tied to
unless
the
they're
table.
annoying. If they're annoying, like,
that's
tie
just
them to
not
the
what a
table.
table's
Like,
for.
shut the fuck up.
She also, she's in this weird place of, it's almost like she's trying not to let on that she's done all this investigative work. So she's almost, I don't know, it felt like it was trying to portray that she's at the same time trying to be this sexy person, but at the same time as that she's not, because she's completely... No, have I misread
the director
that?
being like, look scared.
Yeah.
Look, and breathe louder. So she's like sitting up, sitting down, lying down, being like, and then being like, no, my boobs. And then being like, I think I'm going to be killed. Like, it's just like, what?
She's also not saying things like, please untie me, leave me alone.
Well, no,
please.
that's right. That's what it is. There's no... It's this weird thing where she's not like, holy shit, can you fucking not?
But that's the scary thing. And that's the reason why. Like, not to get too dark, is like, for a woman, like, that's the scariest place you can get, is the place where you have to actively be like, listen, I said no, because that's when it could finally turn. So it's like, well, that's very, very scary. So she's trying to play it safe and be like, we're married and we love each other. And, it, you know, I think that's the intention behind it, but it's not very clear.
I see.
She did have to trick him to get out of it. He was like, tell me. And she's like, I have to pee. And he's like, all right.
Like, okay,
that's
babe.
right.
Oh, little
All
bladder.
right.
She's so cute.
It was a brilliant piece of trickery. Really, like, checkmate. They were having this deep and meaningful conversation where she's like, I just wanted to know what
So
your
I could
stories
love
were
you
going to be. I'm
more.
sorry. I could have...
So
probably
I could
told-"
love you more.
Yeah, and then she's...
Oh, yeah.
He's like, do you like this? Do you like it when I tie you up here? And she's like, Adam, I need to pee. And then she goes and pees and escapes.
But the other part is she says to him, I found Adele's letters. And he's like, oh, you found Adele's letters? Wah! And he just throws them all on the ground.
You can see all my letters. Look at them all.
Yeah, you can read everything.
He's mad at her. He's like, oh, you just found them? Oh, I'm sorry, you just found these letters? You didn't go a little snooping in my little secret cupboard of serial killer secrets? Because I think you went in my serial killer secrets.
Have you been on a chat show?
He's like treating her like she's dog shit. It's the most gaslighting, insane thing in the world. Like, this is the thing, is that we have kind of half a villain in him, and then we have his sister, which we haven't even gotten to. God. But it's just insane.
We're nearly there.
Yeah, the sister's creepy as all hell through this whole movie. You're always thinking, what's her deal? Why is she so invested in their relationship?
My
She's
point of view, I
always...
was like, oh, okay, so she's like trying to fuck her brother and she's killing all the women. Like, immediately, as soon as we met her.
Yeah.
See,
Wow.
I thought,
Same.
I
I
did
thought
not.
she wanted to
I just thought she was really
I thought
nice.
she wanted to fuck
Well, that's
the
why he said
girlfriend.
that thing about how it's chemical and why she was so horny for him the whole time. And jealous when they went rock climbing and he just pushed the sister
Yeah,
out of
that
the
was
way
so
to get to
clear.
Heather Graham.
It
She was
very
like,
clear.
she was
Too
hurt.
clear.
Yeah.
I was too busy looking at Heather Graham's face.
She's very beautiful. She's a sexy little baby.
When Heather Graham, she gets off the table and she says she has to go pee, she goes to the cops and you're like, finally, she's got enough evidence. She tells her story and we find out that all the voiceover has been her telling the police this story.
Because the way that we find out is that she's sitting there. We cut to the police like interview room, and she goes, "And that's when I came to you."
Yes, yeah.
I like how he looks up in that moment like he's like, oh, it's
Oh,
over.
that was today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just woke up.
No, he's like, and then what happens? Do we catch the guy or not?
Fucking insane.
He's eating
Yeah.
popcorn.
And the cop is really bad. He
Yeah.
shames her
That's right.
and shames the woman.
He just goes, we
like-
can't do anything about this. This is nothing. And that's
they're
all
in,
Yeah,
the
he's
like-
like, you've been having dirty sex, you little dirty
Yeah.
girl. So you can't bloody come
That's
in
right.
here and say, oh, he's trying to kill me. Well, you should have thought of that before you let him smack you on the
Yeah,
bum. Now,
damn
shouldn't you?
straight.
Yeah, you don't even have shoes on.
Yeah.
He likes bringing that up. And they're in like an interrogation room as well.
Yeah, she's like getting
Yeah,
interrogated.
they're in an interrogation
And then the
room. It's
cop
absolutely
reveals
insane.
that if you look behind this blind here, we can see into this other interrogation room,
Where he
which is
is.
adjoining this interrogation room where we can see them, but they can't see
And,
us.
and the policeman almost tries to guilt her by saying, "Look, he came in, he's looking for you. He brought you shoes."
Yeah.
I know, it's so
Yeah.
gross.
And-
he's worried about you.
Yeah. Adam's doing like a sob story, and there's like cops like rubbing his back and being like, "Don't worry, man, everything's gonna be okay," kind of thing. Like he's the victim or something.
We'll get you back,
Yeah.
your little sex slave. It's fine.
yeah.
It's really bad. It's really gross. But I mean, that makes sense. Like that happens.
Yeah.
Well, sure.
But it's just... blah, 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 blah.
What happens after that? Like somehow they end up.
That's when she goes to the sister. She's like, the cops can't help me, but maybe the sister can. So she tells her the theory, and the sister's standing in the doorway, and she's like saying like, "Wow, okay, you're giving me all this evidence." And then she's like, and you know, the person who died on the mountain, and the sister was there on that climb as well. She's like, well, like, can you give me any information about how she died? And she says like, yeah, there's a specific type of anchor that can take a specific amount of weight, and it had actually been changed for this one. And she's just holding it at the front door, and she's like, maybe he did kill her.
I have plenty out back.
Yeah, she has this whole theory, and then Heather Graham's like, I'm gonna go to the cabin in the woods, the safe place. And the sister's like, well, I'm obviously gonna come to the cabin in the woods with you. And it's like, great, this will be
They're
really
going
good.
to search for the body of Adele, I think, aren't they? Like in the graveyard area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're like, I bet
Yeah.
I know where her body is, and if it is, then I know that my husband's genuinely a psychopath
Yeah.
who wants to kill me, and then I'll leave him. But if we don't find anything, who can say what I'll
Yeah.
do?
Who can say?
So to clarify, their plan is dig up a graveyard, and if they find a body, they know he's bad, and if they
Yeah.
don't, they...
What would have happened if there was no
I
body
don't know.
there?
And also, like, what if they just dug into someone else's grave, and they're like,
Yeah, exactly.
It's a graveyard.
yeah, you're gonna probably hit a body. But they do that. They're digging like alone in the dark, and they're like, oh, it's all kind of frozen and hard. And then they finally. This is at the same statue where they took those Polaroid naked pictures as well, right? Like that's the spot. That's how they know. And then Alice hits something with her shovel, and it's a body. And they uncover the body, and it's got the same necklace that Deborah gave her. And Deborah's the sister. And this is how we figure out, oh my God, Deborah is the bad one.
Deborah!
Alice Tallis picks up this necklace, which we have seen around her neck. We saw the sister give it to her. We also saw Voldemort's brother see the necklace on her, but we didn't see him react in any way. And then we see her pick the necklace up, and she looks to the sister, and she says the sister's name. That's all. Is
I think,
it Deborah?
yeah.
Is that her name? Yeah,
Deborah,
she just looks
yeah.
at her and she goes, Deborah.
She goes,
Did you kill these girls? Deborah.
can't
And
believe
like,
you've done
instead
this.
of anything
Yeah.
else, instead of Deborah being like, yeah, oh, that is definitely her, because I gave her the same necklace. That's a necklace I give to all my friends, so that's definitely her. That's how I know it's that fucking dead. She's like, You caught me. Well, like, it's just like,
Whoopsie.
that's not a murder weapon. That's a necklace. You
she could have
psycho.
easily still kept the lie going for sure. Yeah. I also wish, you're right, the reaction wasn't big enough. She should have done a bit of a Ray Romano and been like, Deborah. Deborah.
It was just very, very slick. First piece of silk. I just had to check my notes, but that's what she says. Who do you think gave him his first piece of
That's
silk?
right.
And then she says,
so then
"This
she
is
sort
where
of
we fucked."
And she switches to an American accent for that one line.
I don't know.
She launches-
I think it's a horny phrase. I'm going to start saying
Yeah, true.
I like it.
I'm going to start using it in emails to clients. She then the sister Deborah then launches into this big diatribe about how, you know, I've loved my brother ever since we fucked when we were 15, and no one else has ever been good enough for him, and I've been slowly killing them all off so that eventually he realizes he wants to marry his sister.
Yeah. To be fair, she doesn't say he fucked me. She just says we had something special or a relationship. She dances around it a bit. She doesn't want to just be like, my first time was with my brother and it was the best. As you know, Alice, you've had sex with
She screams, I'm talking about fucking.
Does she really?
Yeah,
She literally says, who do you think gave him his first piece of silk, Alice? I'm talking about fucking.
Yeah, it's
Declan hears what he
She
wants
says
to
we
hear.
were 15. It's literally what she says.
I do not remember that, but
Neither do I. Maybe it was separate. We've had this issue before, actually, where we've watched different downloads. Wait, no. Didn't you provide the link to Michelle? Yeah, all right.
What are you talking about? Who's like
jury's out.
watching what? Like the Emirates down. What is that airline that's got all the stuff?
Yeah.
Edited out.
Oh, I don't know.
Stuff? It was like one of you was downloading that.
We watched a movie.
Don't download
We
that.
watched I think Jaws 4, The Revenge. One of the main characters was killed in Declan's version. No, one of the characters came back to life in Declan's version, but in ours he died. It was really weird.
What?
Yeah.
That is wild.
Yeah, it was awesome.
there's alternate cuts.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Anyway, it turns out this dude's good, and so they kind of like.
Well,
Well, he's not good.
good is
Let's
relative,
not go
man.
that far.
He's not good.
But he didn't
It's
kill people.
implied that he's good.
He just hasn't killed apart from that one time he threw the guy through the phone box.
Why
he
hasn't
hasn't
he
killed.
disowned his sister? If something weird like that happened between me and my sister, I'd be like, right, never fucking just out of
He
my
says
life.
to Alice,
That's
he
the end
says
of
to
it.
her,
It's
I
chemical.
thought it would be okay if you trusted me. I thought my sister wouldn't be able to
Yeah.
kill you like the last two wives I had if you had only trusted me. So even now, he's fucking gaslighting her,
swear.
and she's just like shot a fucking flare gun through his sister. It is
That's right.
insane.
Well, what you got to remember is, I swear, it's chemical.
Yeah, that's true. That's a
Between
really good
between
point,
these two
actually.
siblings.
Oh, he turns to his sister and he says, "Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame
Yeah.
on me." Shakes her hand and it zooms in on his face. He winks at the camera and the movie ends.
That would have been better.
That would have been better
But
than what we got.
It is,
Yeah.
so you're-
Da-da-da-da-da.
You're right, Hayden, because, like, let's say I don't even have a sister, but let's say I had some sort of, like, really shameful, inappropriate relationship with her when I was younger.
Okay.
And I'm still freaked out by it. That's bad enough. Maybe I'd just be like,
I'm not going rock climbing with her anytime soon, you know?
That's how you rebuild, though.
And then my girlfriends keep dying, and I know it's her doing it, and I'm still like, we can still hang out, but just, like, stop killing my
Yeah.
girlfriends. I know you're in love with me.
Such a pain. Mom, my sister's killing all my
It's crazy. And
girlfriends
then the
again.
crazier thing is, like, I think he goes to, like, prison at some point. And I don't know why. Like, it's implied that he goes away, and then apparently, like, in the book, he's, like, in prison, but I don't know why. And then they see each other again, and she's like,
Yeah.
maybe I couldn't
Yeah.
have, maybe a ground person like me couldn't be with a high flyer like him.
A flatlander.
And it's like,
Flatlander.
oh, Flatlander. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, fuck.
Maybe a flatlander like me just can't hang with a high altitude man like
It's the
him.
worst thing I've ever heard.
So we should just clarify the when she has the confrontation in the graveyard, Alice and Deborah, they have a fight and Adam shows up And then you find out that they used to bang each other. And then Adam's standing over the grave that I think they've just dug up, and Deborah's about to smash him with a shovel, and then Alice shoots her with a flare gun, like through the chest or something.
Excellent mountaineering kill. We love these kills using elaborate hooks and using like flare guns and snow, anything mountain related. There should have been more of it, really. There should have been more
Death
mountains.
becomes her, like when she shoots her through the stomach. It's a really big hole. I love it. I love that kill.
It's a
That was
long
cool.
death.
Yeah. And then we get more voiceover. We get this like
Oh,
that
yeah.
thing about the altitude and the Flatlanders. But she's also just saying stuff like, and I wonder myself, like, what if that morning I hadn't looked up and met him? What would my life be like?
Okay,
and
so who's she
telling
talking to now?
Yeah.
exactly.
Did she go back to the cops to be like, oh, you wanted to hear
She's
how
like,
it
I
ended?
just want to let you know what happened.
Yeah, because then she goes like, 2 years later, I saw him on an escalator. He was going down and I was going up, and boop-a-da-boop.
And we looked at each other, but we didn't say anything.
She's killed a woman,
Yeah.
meanwhile.
Sorry,
She has killed a
She's
woman.
been through some shit. I would like it if what actually happened is then, like that final voiceover we find out is her doing a book reading at the very same bookshop
That would be very
that they
British.
first met in, and she's signing the books now.
And it's called Killing Me Softly.
Yeah.
That's right. Yes. Does anything happen after she says that? Again, this happens every fucking time we record a podcast. I don't know how these. It's the escalator, and then it's over.
Yeah.
Yeah, just fade to black.
They
And then
pass
it
each
starts
other.
again.
They
It's
look
just
at
a
each
loop.
other.
I was thrilled to have another movie that genuinely held my attention. Like, it's usually hard. Like, I'll usually break it up into 2 viewings. I'll fucking fold the washing for half an hour and watch half an hour, and they'll be like, oh, Jesus, that made folding the washing so much worse than it usually is. But, yeah, I another movie that I wanted to watch all the way to the end.
Well, that's good. That's good.
That is good.
If we talk about what could have happened at the end, I think I really like your guys' book signing ending, but I'll also add that...
Sorry, no. My book signing. No, don't incorporate these guys into it, okay? They had nothing to do with my idea.
You got
I
copyright.
mean, we were there. We were sort of bringing the
It was
energy.
a collaboration.
Were you, though?
Yeah.
I'm a writer by profession, and I'd prefer to be left off the final
Thank you.
draft. If that's okay. Thanks.
That's fine, your loss.
But in the bookstore, she should have been writing the book Killing Me Softly, and then Rafe Fiennes should have walked in and like given her the eye. And then you'd be like, oh, wow, he has a brother as well. And then,
No. Rafe Fiennes, the guy who plays Adam, and then Alan Rickman and the guy. They all walk into the bookshop and they look at each other and they go, what? And then it ends.
There's so many beautiful options to have in this beautiful film.
Now, we do like to end by giving a score. So, Michelle, how do you rank this out of 10? Give us your final thoughts. Give us a wrap-up, and we'll just go around.
It's like a 4 out of 10, but like for horniness, it's like a 7.
Okay, so if you're a horny movie fan, you might really like this one. If you just like normal movies, it's a 4 out of 10. And you're allowed to give decimal points as well.
Well, you didn't tell me that before. Goodness.
But we'll just go with 4.
All right, start the pod again.
Please don't start this again. I don't want to ever think about this film ever again.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Stop it.
All right, welcome to Truly Rotten Tomatoes, everybody.
Mitch, are you there? You're frozen for me.
He looks entertained.
That's just
regardless.
how happy he is.
Yeah, I'm here. The movie was swell. Good movie, good fun. I give it all my points. I give it all the points for the rest of the show, so I don't have any points for the rest of the movie. Thanks, guys.
Hayden, what score do you give Killing Me Softly 2002?
I think you know the question I'm going to ask you first.
What score does Staying Alive have?
What score did I give Staying
It still has
Alive?
a 6.5.
6.5. I'll give this a 6.47.
Wow. That's okay. You've been given the last...
I liked this movie. I just found it fucking weird and intriguing enough to pull me through. Yes, there were some sex scenes. Yes, I like to look at Heather Graham's face. I thought she kind of played the role in a really... I don't know. She was just weird. It was weird, right?
I sat there thinking, is she a good actress?
She is a good actress.
I don't
She's a
know if
great
she-
actor. Yeah,
Is
she
she?
is good, and I won't hear another word about it, and I've got to go to bed, so give us a number. Come on.
I did. I can't remember what it was, but it was one below Staying Alive.
6.47.
6.4. Okay, I'm going to whiz through my review. This movie was cluey, and I give it 4.3. Very watchable.
That's a 4.3 from Morgan Quinn. I'm going to give it a 5.8, which is the second highest I've given. As we said, it's not a good movie, but compared to the ones we've seen, it is very good. And because it's not boring and it's got a bit of like, oh, what's going to happen? And I actually want to see what happens in this, makes it over a 5.5 for me. So that's the podcast. Thank you so much, Michelle, for coming.
Thanks for having me. Sorry for being mean.
Yeah, cheers.
That's what we're all about here. You should see how hard we bully people.
Oh, it doesn't suit me very well, but I was like, I'm going to have to be mean on this. That seems like the vibe.
Is that your new brand? The
So
2020
it was a
brand?
ruse.
Michelle Brasier,
Michelle's a bully?
the mean comic?
Nah.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Well, it suits you really well. I bought it. I felt like very insulted.
Thanks
so
so
thanks
much,
a lot.
guys. Thank you, friends. All right. Well, it's good to meet you. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
thanks for
coming,
coming.
Michelle.
Bye.
See ya.
See you around the traps.
Take care. Peace out.
And see you around the traps is something we've all said.
Hey, Mitch is here and he's got his point. Overall, loved it. Loved the whole. No, I don't know, man. It was a weird nightmare, but you know, an enjoyable ride. I think this is the first one that I think I'm going solidly. I mean, there were some things that I think that they dealt with pretty horribly, but honestly, like I'm going to give it a 4.9, nearly a dead average movie.
What if you
could
plug that
play it.
directly into a hard synth?
Yeah.
Is there latency?
Well, maybe not. We could try going
Well.
right into here.
Maybe not now.
I don't know.
This is the podcast now.
This is, yeah.
This is
Everybody,
the podcast now.
everybody shut up.
That's cool.
This is the podcast now.
It's a good podcast now. Light up the stage.